What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne,
I'm Isha Wayne.
and thank you for joining us in another video. Today we're taking a look at the all-new 2022 Infiniti QX60 Sensory all-wheel drive. This is an extremely beautiful vehicle, and it seems like Infiniti's design team is waking up. This thing is, the design language just exudes luxury. It makes people stop and say, hey, what is that? So this is something that truly grabs people's attention from the exterior. Isha, what are your thoughts on just the exterior design?
Oh, I think it looks really good.
I think this is great looking.
I mean, it makes a bold statement. I feel like it looks large, but it's very sleek.
Yes, it's a very sleek vehicle. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the lineup, you know Infiniti is kind of like Nissan's luxury brand. So, of course, you know that this vehicle shares the same platform as the Nissan Pathfinder that we reviewed, and we were impressed with that. But Infiniti has done an astounding job at separating the two vehicles just by the design alone. So when it comes to the skin of this vehicle, they've truly done a great job in just taking it to the next level. Like I said, from the exterior, this is a vehicle that just exudes luxury. Now, the color that this comes in is a very deep, rich color. It's called deep Bordeaux. What do you think about the color?
You know I love red.
Yeah.
So any tones of red, I'm typically like, yes, let's do it. So when I saw this, I mean, it's very beautiful.
It's beautiful. It is stunning. And when it comes to the chrome and black accents, they really go well with that deep Bordeaux paintwork. So, starting the review off at the front of the vehicle, you're greeted by a large grille with a tessellated design. So Infiniti says that that design was inspired by the waves of the ocean, and I believe them. So it's really detailed, and it's outlined in a beautiful chrome accent, Isha. So it really just has prominence when you see this vehicle from the front. Now, at the bottom of the grille, you'll notice that it has Infiniti stamped into the chrome trim. I think that's a very nice detailed touch that just shows you that when it came to designing this vehicle for 2022, they paid attention to the details. Now, when it comes to the headlamps and daytime running lamps, as you would expect in any luxury vehicle, these are full LED. So I love the intricate design that they've incorporated there. Coming lower in the front fascia, you do have fake gloss black accents for your vents on either side. Now, could they have gone with real vents? Yes, they also could have put fog lamps there, but I'm not too concerned with that. This isn't a vehicle that demands, serious ventilation from the front. This is a midsize crossover or SUV going up against the likes of cars like the Mercedes-Benz GLE. You're familiar with that one, right?
Yes.
The BMW X5, which we've also reviewed, and the Acura MDX. So it's has some serious competition, right? But it's not a vehicle that is considered high performance. So the fake gloss black vents up there do break up the car's body color a little bit. So I think it looks great, even though they are not functional. So from the front, it's truly attention grabbing, right? Now, if we look at the side profile, you'll notice that we do have chrome, gloss black, and again, that deep Bordeaux carrying on throughout the vehicle. But the first thing that grabs your attention are these large 20-inch wheels, right? Beautiful 20-inch wheels have a nice style that flows well with the vehicle, and then they sit in front of some brake rotors that are just under 14 inches in diameter. So the vehicle does have good stopping power for its weight. It feels good. You always have a good sense of control due to those brake rotors as well. Now, what I really like about the design theme going on with the side profile are the gloss black accents. So if you notice, Isha, only the A pillars, this exterior portion, is body color when it comes to the side profile. Your B and C pillars, all blacked out.
Oh, wow, I didn't notice that.
So it almost makes it look like one single continuous piece of glass. And that's what really makes it look sleek, like you pointed out from the exterior.
Gotcha.
Right? That's going to give it that sleek vibe, which I think really is attention grabbing for a lot of folks there. Also, you notice the chrome trim on the bottom of the doors has Infiniti stamped on it as well, just like it's stamped on the chrome grille up front. So I love how that carries over. But overall, from the side profile, it looks really sleek. Doesn't give me any minivan vibes whatsoever. Any thoughts on that one?
I think it looks overall good, like you explained, very sleek, and I mean, you pointed out a lot of features that I didn't even notice.
Yep.
That adds to the overall, look and feel
Right.
of the vehicle.
Right, exactly. So before we get to the back,
And it's definitely not a minivan.
it's definitely not. So before we get to the back, let me get back up front to the hood. It's just nice and curvaceous. It flows, kind of wave-like, like the grill design, right?
Like the water.
Like the water. And underneath that hood, you're getting a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 power plant, giving you 295 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque, connected to a 9-speed automatic transmission. So guys, a traditional 9-speed automatic transmission, they're no longer using a CVT, and I think that was a major griping point for customers before, right? So a traditional 9-speed automatic with a naturally aspirated power plant, that 9-speed automatic alone is going to increase sales because nobody really was a huge fan of that CVT. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. Your fuel economy, you're looking at about 20 city and 25 highway. Now we can finally get to the back. The back is defined by slender LED tail lamps that really make this vehicle look modern. It kind of gives me almost like Range Rover vibes as you make your way to the back. Looks extremely nice. You have the huge Infiniti lettering going across the back as well. The QX60 and all-wheel drive badging as well. So when it comes to branding, they did a really good job. It makes a statement when looking at this vehicle from the rear. Now, if you come towards the lower bumper section where you traditionally would have your exhaust tips, they've done just some chrome accents there. So it's not quite a fake exhaust, but it's just chrome accents that just bring the design of the back together very well. So you can't really take points off for fake exhaust, even though those chrome accents are where the exhaust typically would be. But it just makes the vehicle look rich all the way from the front of the vehicle to the back.
Right, I understand.
So elegance all the way from the back to the front. Now, if you open up the hatch, you're getting up to about 75 cubic feet of storage if you drop the third and second rows. So from the exterior, this thing is stunning. I'm truly impressed with what Infiniti has done with the design. I'm loving the design language. I love the color of this particular model, and I'm just excited to see what else they're kicking out next, if this is the direction we're heading into. Now, the interior. Isha, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I love it. It looks really good. Now that you've pointed out some of the black accents against, the cream, it makes sense. And some wood grain here.
Open pore. Yeah.
It's very, very nice. It's very comfortable too.
Yeah.
I love what they did inside, including the panoramic
roof.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really, really like that.
All right, so let's talk about some of the details here. So like you said, we have a high contrast interior with open pore wood throughout. Starting at the top of the dash is done in a soft touch injection molding, but coming lower, you do have that open pore wood trim. Looks beautiful against that cream leather. Feel that.
Yeah,
That's
it
soft.
Does. It feels nice.
Padded.
That's what we have on our seats too.
Exactly.
So it's translated throughout, all the way through.
All the way through. All the way through. So you have contrast stitching going the width of the interior. That looks beautiful. You have a 12.3-inch touchscreen display. We got the Apple CarPlay going for you. It does have Android Auto if you're team Android, and it is wireless connectivity. So I'm not plugging in my phone to get this type of display or the Apple CarPlay. It's wireless, so I really like that. Coming lower, you do have air conditioning vents. I love how it's been incorporated extremely well into the interior design.
Very sleek. It's not like I have these huge things popping out at me or,
Right. Exactly. Coming lower, you do have an assortment of controls here. You have a volume knob, controls for your air conditioning system, your heated and cooled seats, and heated steering wheel controls as well. Now, you'll notice it is on one flat panel, Isha, a lot of these buttons here, but it does,
touch.
Right, but it gives you haptic feedback. So haptic feedback kind of vibrates it a little bit, and it makes you feel like you're pressing a physical button. So go ahead and press this fan button there. You see how
Oh, yes.
Right, it gives you some sort of feedback.
I got you.
So you don't feel like you're just pressing a glass panel and wondering if you hit
Okay.
it right.
That's neat, because I need to know, did I hit it right? Because you saw how I just did this. I was
Right.
trying to tap,
Uh-huh.
and it's not doing anything.
But once you get that feedback,
But yeah, there you go. You got to press it. Yeah.
yep. So I think a lot of manufacturers need to take a look at incorporating that. If we're going with a touch screen or a touch sensitive button, take a look at haptic feedback. That's something that as a driver, I feel is very important, because I don't want to take my eyes off the road and focus trying to figure out, well, did I hit that right? If I get that feedback, I know I hit what I needed to hit, right?
Right.
Coming lower, I got wireless charging. I got 2 USB ports here. I have 2 cup holders. I have an electric gear shifter. Now, since the gear shifter is electric and not old school, that allows for storage underneath the center console as well. You see that there?
Yeah.
So that gives me plenty of storage.
I like the center console. I really do. I don't feel like it's too big. It's perfect, like with some storage, like you said. It's. I feel like it's. Let me say this. I like how the center console is actually ingrained into this. It looks really nice. It's not
just stuck
huge,
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It flows really well.
Flows very well
with the interior
and
design.
And it still allows me to feel like I have enough space over here. Do you have enough space over there?
I sure do.
Without it feeling this big and bulky, and I'm just kind of like, hello over there.
Right. Exactly. So you got 2 cup holders, of course, your different drive modes, some physical buttons to control your infotainment system as well, and plenty of storage underneath here. This is done in a nice soft leather.
Yeah.
Here as well. So
it's
the
not
quality.
The same leather?
Yeah, the quality is all the way throughout the vehicle, right? So I want to make mention of that. Now, of course, the steering wheel is wrapped in black leather, features contrast stitching, and as I mentioned before, this is a heated steering wheel. Now, it does have a traditional Infiniti badge here. I kind of wish the center of the steering wheel was done in leather, but that's not a big deal. I do have shift paddles behind the steering wheel and a thin film transistor display. Very vibrant, easy to see in all light conditions during the week I've had the vehicle as well.
Nice.
The steering is electronically controlled when it comes to tilt and telescoping, so it's not manual. You don't have to like push a lever down
really?
and lift it up. It's just that simple.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Right, just that simple.
Mine still has that bar thing, and crank it.
Yeah, you got that Ford Escape. This is something else.
I know.
This is something else.
Mine's older, but I love her.
So you guys see how easy it is to control that, right? That's pretty neat. Now, the seats. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, very comfortable, nice, heated and cooled, ventilated, headrest, side bolstering. I'm there.
Yeah. Yep. The seats are pretty detailed, and this is a sensory model. There's another model called the Autograph model, which takes it up to another notch.
Oh, wow.
Right? But these seats are extremely comfortable.
Very comfortable.
You could easily take a long ride in this vehicle.
I'm ready to just relax, by the way.
3 levels of heating, 3 levels of cooling, and massage capabilities as well.
Where's
you don't need to know that. You don't need to know where the massage is.
Okay.
You don't need to go through that. Now, when it comes to the door panels, Isha, look at the details there. With the open pore wood trim, right?
Yes.
You got that cream leather, but look at how they incorporated the speakers into the design.
Yeah,
there.
I saw that. And if you would kind of notice, I feel like they tried to put the Infiniti symbol here.
Yeah, it is curvaceous there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is curvaceous.
Yep.
Plenty of storage. I like the way it looks. On my side, of course, I have controls for the windows and side view mirrors. And then, of course, you have that Bose speaker integrated into the design. That's pretty
cool. I did notice that.
That is neat.
Yeah.
I like the way they did that. So, first row, you're looking at 42 inches of leg room or so.
Oh, I got all the leg room.
Yep, you got good leg room. Taking it back to the second row, you're looking at about 37 inches of leg room. Now, this particular model does have a bench seat for the second row. Captain's chairs are available, but I will point out that the second row is heated. That's nice.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of SUVs out there that don't offer heated second row seats, and some don't even offer you captain's chairs. If you do go with the captain's chairs option, there is a center console that's removable that you can actually take out of the car, and it helps aid as a pass-through.
Nice.
So the second row does have their own climate control. They do have USB ports, and again, heated seats as well, with about 37 inches of legroom.
Yeah, it's pretty nice back there.
Yep.
It is.
You got your USB ports and everything back there. Now, taking it a step back to the third row, that's where things start to get a little tight. You're looking at about 28 inches of legroom back there. So somebody who's about 5'11" or 6 foot could sit back there. I would recommend it only for short drives. In the third row, I like to be honest in these reviews. So if you have kids, throw them all the way in the back in the third row, right? People who are taller, second and first rows. But I will make mention that all rows, first through third, have USB ports.
That's nice.
So when it comes to the interior, it just seems like no detail has been left out. You have the wireless technology, the wireless charging, Apple CarPlay, right? You do have the heated seats, the cooled seats, and massaging features as well, heated steering wheel. Some of these vehicles even have a head-up display system. This particular one does not. You have the safety features, which is the blind spot monitoring, the steering wheel vibration if you steer outside of the lanes, and then the collision avoidance as well. So the safety features are there. You do have a large panoramic roof in this particular vehicle, which is helping provide natural light in this already light interior. But if you do go with a darker black leather, that panoramic roof is truly going to take it up to the next level if you like black interiors, or if you have kids and you don't want your kids messing up, a light interior, you can go with the black and still get natural light in the vehicle. Ride quality. Any thoughts on that?
It's been really, really relaxing.
It's quiet.
Very quiet. Not a lot of bumps that you can feel. Very smooth.
Yep.
And it's quiet, like you said. I love that.
Yeah, it's a nice, smooth, and quiet ride. It feels pretty well insulated. It was hot outside, but the cabin wasn't too hot. Not a lot of road noise coming inside either. And those 20-inch wheels shot in 255 tires are actually doing a great job in keeping, the bumps in the road at bay. So it's a nice luxury ride. So overall, the pricing for this one, as shown, is about $61,000. Now, if you go with a higher level, it can get up to 65, maybe 70 grand. But with the amount of money, this is a great mid-sized SUV that you guys should take a look at if you're shopping around for a mid-sized crossover. So, Isha, any closing thoughts on this one?
I think the vehicle is really nice. I think Infiniti did something here. And overall, I would buy it.
I think it's a beautiful vehicle. I'm loving the chrome accents. I really like the exterior color. And of course, if you live up north, it does have all-wheel drive available as well. Plus, with the technology and the way that the interior has been integrated, I am blown away. I'm truly impressed at what Nissan and Infiniti are doing with their cars. We just got out that Pathfinder that had it was like a peanut butter interior, and that blew us away. This is based off the same platform, and it's blowing us away again. So,
nice.
They're truly stepping up their game when it comes to the vehicles that they're putting out, and I can't wait to see what else this brand has coming up in the near future. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are on this vehicle. If you have any additional questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And until next time, I'm Ben Wayne, the automotive reviewer that YouTube deserves.